Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Saturday, December 17th slate of NBA action. Man, I'm super excited to dive into it. We have 7 games on today, and honestly, we do have some pretty good matchups. We'll go ahead and talk about just a couple of those. But before we go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. So much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into I wanted to go ahead and address about yesterday. I'm not really sure entirely what happened when it comes to the video and why it wasn't uploaded. If you guys saw my screenshots on my community tab and on my Twitter, basically it said that the file was abandoned. Normally what that means is that the YouTube tab, whenever you're uploading it, it gets closed. But that wasn't the case because I sat here for the extent of the upload and I did not close it out. So I have no clue what really happened. So I do apologize about there being no video as of yesterday. I tried to upload it 3 times. It didn't work any of the 3 times. So hopefully this one ends up working out. Otherwise, we might be in for some trouble. But without any further ado, hopefully today's going to be a new day. And with that, another thing I wanted to address is with how bad my Wi-Fi is, because I live out here in the country, literally out in the boondocks. With how bad my Wi-Fi is, basically what I have to do is I have to find my plays the night before. I have to record the night before, edit the night before, and upload the night before, and schedule it for 7:30 in the morning. So if there gets anything that's messed up at all, then unfortunately I just have to kind of tweet about it or put it on my YouTube community tab or whatever the case might be. So it does kind of stink, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I gotta do what I gotta do to be able to provide some content. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. I'm sick of these bad beats, man. I'm sick of these bad beats. I truly am. So we did have our kill shot play of the day. SGA over 30.5 points versus Minnesota at -110. I love SGA, man. He always comes through for us, whether we're on his under, whether we're on his over. I can read SGA like a book, man. I have to be ridiculously profitable on SGA props this year. Like if you were to tell me that to save my life I had to pick one play right, it would be SGA any given night. Like literally SGA is that guy. I love betting on SGA because he's such an electric player. He's literally my second favorite player in the NBA. And I just love watching him. So that one did end up working out for us. I think he finishes with 35. So you could have played this at any line that he got throughout the day, and it would have ended up working out for us. Then we had DeAndre Hunter over 17.5 points here versus the Hornets at -110. This one was honestly just really annoying. The reason being is just because during this game, DeAndre Hunter scored 10 points in the first half. Okay? So he was off to a red hot start. All he had to do was score 8 more points in the second half. He only ends up scoring 1. And in that time being, Atlanta scored 125 points. So it's just crazy to me that DeAndre Hunter could not get there. He really didn't shoot the ball the best either. I think he shot like 3 for 8 or something along those lines. And I know he didn't make a 3-pointer. So, definitely a tough shooting night for him. But I still thought he could get there. It was definitely tough. But then we had Bojan Bogdanovic over 2.5 assists versus Sacramento at -110. Bogdanovic had 2 assists in the first 2 minutes of the game. I can't make it up. Go back and look. He had 2 assists in the first 2 minutes of the game and does not get another one for the rest of the game. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. But, it is what it is. He ends up, finishing right on the hook. And then we did have the Cavs -8. Pretty much just right down the stretch, they could not get it done. They finished winning by exactly 6 points. Just needed one more bucket to go and cash the bet. But hey, that's the way the sports betting goes. We ended up going 1-3 on our plays. Hopefully we can bounce back. I do only have one official play and our consensus play, and we'll talk about it. There's just no lines. There's no lines up as of right now. I'll probably add some, but I do have some heavy leans as well. So Without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our first play of the day, our kill shot play of the day. We're taking Mikal Bridges over 25.5 PRAs here versus the Pelicans at minus 105 odds. Now, I like this for a couple different reasons, but the main one is going to be DeAndre Ayton is currently listed as out for this game. And with DeAndre Ayton being out of this game, Mikal Bridges is going to have an increased role. And he has hit this over in 2 straight games without DeAndre Ayton. And I think he can make it through here. Also, the Pelicans, despite them being a overall pretty decent defense, and then recently just getting Herb Jones back, they surprisingly have not been a very good defense. They, in the last 3 games, they have allowed the 3rd most points per game to opposing teams. So they have allowed nearly the most points per game in the entire NBA in the last 3 games. So I just don't really love where their defense is headed currently. And in the last 7 games, New Orleans Pelicans have allowed the 3rd most points per game to opposing small forwards. So not only are they allowing, or rebounds per game, excuse me. So not only are they allowing a ton of rebounds to the small forward position, they're allowing a lot of points to opposing teams. And so I just think that this is a pretty good spot here for Mikal Bridges. A lot of the defensive focus is going to be put on Devin Booker. We all know that Devin Booker is the star of this show. And with that being said, I think Herb Jones is going to be on Devin Booker. It's going to leave a guy like Mikal Bridges to get more shots. So I do like it. And Pelicans last game, we did see more of a small ball lineup, as you guys know, if you guys are sticking around the channel for a while. We took Jonas Valanciunas over in rebounds. Well, they sat him for the second half of the 4th quarter, and then they sat him for all of overtime as well. So they really went with a small ball lineup to finish out that game. And so I think that with the small ball lineup, it's going to lead to more rebounding opportunities for a guy like Mikal Bridges as well. And the Pelicans in the last 3 games, they're 3rd in pace, one of the fastest paced teams in all of basketball. And currently, if we do a little bit of line reading here, the Suns are 3.5 point favorites. They're going to need everybody to show up in order to hit this over or to cover, because without DeAndre Ayton, I feel like the Pelicans really should be the favorite team here. I know that the Suns have Devin Booker and Chris Paul, but they really haven't been a great team overall. So I do like this play. I think that it is a pretty good spot as well for Mikal Bridges versus a Pelicans team that hasn't looked great defensively here recently. So hopefully it does work out for us. For our one and only official play of the day currently, I will be adding more in the pinned comment section and on my Twitter. But for right now, our kill shot play of the day, Mikal Bridges over 25.5 PRAs versus the Pelicans at minus 105 odds. Now, for our consensus play of the day, we are going to be going to the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Dallas Mavericks game. Currently, the Dallas Mavericks are 5-point underdogs in Cleveland, and the Mavericks, they are going to be without Maxi Kleber and Josh Green, and Davis Bertans and Powell are both questionable as well. So between those things, we have a lot of injury news here for the Mavs. On the Cavs side of things, not nearly as much. Dylan Windler is still out, Ricky Rubio is still out, and Dean Wade is still out. So they've kind of had those injuries around for a little bit now. And so currently, as of right now, from left to right, we do have Brady. Brady's going to be on the Cavs. We do have Mitch. Mitch is on the Mavericks. We do have Ryan. Ryan's on the Cavs. Seth's on the Cavs. And then it's up to me. I'm going to be riding with the Cavs as well. I think that this Cavs team does end up getting it done here for us. One of the best home teams in all of basketball, and I just think that they do get it done. The Mavericks are going to have to be traveling, and they're going to be traveling shorthanded. I just don't love the spot here for the Dallas Mavericks, so that is going to be our consensus play of the day. Cavs -5 here versus the Mavericks at -110 odds. So, as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about just a couple other leans that I did have. I'm not going to go super in-depth through them, but I'll touch on them a little bit. So the first one, I do like the Rockets +3.5 here at home versus the Blazers. The reason being is just because, I mean, like, let's be completely honest. This line doesn't really make sense. There's not really a reason that the Rockets should only be 3.5-point dogs to a Portland Trailblazers team who is the #1 team on the road and one of the best team, or I think they are the best team against the spread in the entire NBA. Why are they only 3.5-point favorites? It just makes me feel like there could be a lot of people resting today. So I just think that the Rockets can get a cover here potentially even a win outright. But so that is my first lean. I also like Booker over 5.5 assists. I believe this one's like plus 115. I think this is another really good spot. I just didn't want to take 2 plays in the same game, but if you wanted to tease these down and do a little same game parlay, I think that's a pretty good idea as well. But a lot of the defensive focus is going to be on Devin Booker, going to be relying on him to kick out to a lot of open shooters. So I do like that one. I also do like Ja over in points here versus the Thunder. I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup. I know that the Thunder are only 7-point dogs, so they may make it interesting. And last time and I just feel like with Shea versus Ja, I feel like it's going to be a pretty good matchup. I also do like the Wizards and the Clippers under in the early game. It looks like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are both questionable. I mean, shocker, but it looks like they're both questionable, and I just think that this is a game that does go under, especially in the early game. I feel like both these offenses just aren't too incredible. But I will say this next one is going to be my heaviest lean. And it is going to be Jared Allen over in rebounds. Now, the reason I do like this so much is because it does look like with all those injuries for the Dallas Mavericks, there's going to be a lot of those bigs missing. And with that being said, Christian Wood is going to be that guy. He should be seeing a ton of minutes on the floor, which is going to leave a guy like Jared Allen on the floor for a lot longer. And Jared Allen is going to be guarding Christian Wood, who's more of an inside player. So he should be around the rim a lot, should be able to get a lot of those rebounds. So I do like that as well. That's probably going to be my added play, just a hint. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 10,000, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. That's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.